Hello and welcome to Paleo Talks episode 8. Ignore that and that. Technical difficulties. Anyhow, we are jumping into the Jurassic after we get done drying off from our plunge into the Triassic seas. We hop back on land a couple million years later during the Jurassic. So here, we'll start off with our first animal. One of my personal favorite animals in the Jurassic, Allosaurus. It is a theropod dinosaur, or pteropod, take your pick, whichever you like better. T-Rex is another theropod dinosaur. We'll be getting to him in a while. There's a lot of stuff to cover in the Jurassic. I'm super excited. So right now is Allosaurus, and here's her buddy, and I just find it miraculous that he has not been eaten by some nasty beastie yet. So you know what? Kudos to you. Really putting things into perspective. So here's the average height of an Allosaurus. Others get larger, like this one. They're very large, is the point. And this is sort of like the lion of the Jurassic period. And it eats everything from other smaller predators to baby sauropods. Those are long-necked dinosaurs. We'll be covering them next episode. To pretty much anything it can eat. Here's a more in-depth view of it. Pterosaurs are also on the menu. Ignore the fact that those are pteranodons. That's not scientifically accurate, and whoever drew this picture can really draw but doesn't know what they're talking about. Anyhow, they're very low. Pteranodon is about the size of a small plane. We'll go more in depth about them when we hit the Cretaceous, because they are incredibly interesting. So there they are. They are believed to be sometimes hunting in packs, sometimes in pairs, sometimes solitary. It's not really known. As far as scientists know, they're mostly a solitary predator. And we also have Ceratosaurus, which is, if you look at Allosaurus, it's not that much smaller, but it is significantly smaller. Not by all that much, though. But this is the average species. There's the smaller species and the larger species. And the smaller species is theorized to have hunted in packs. They actually survived longer than the larger species due to their niche being a different role. Whereas the larger species was the big solitary predator, which was just outcompeted by Allosaurus, who did its job better. So now I think you can see, again, pterosaurs are on the menu. I believe that is a pterodactylus. I'm not exactly sure. But these are large animals, always. And it's got these weird horn things on its head, and no one really knows what they're for, but they're cool. So, they hunted, again, in pairs or packs, just depending on what it was. And these aren't large packs. These are packs of 2 or 3. Not 8 or 10. But we also have, I'm sure you recognize this from Jurassic Park, Dilophosaurus. This is significantly smaller than most of the other predators. As you've seen, it's just absolutely minuscule, but still very large compared to a human. And it's got this frill, and no one's really sure what they were for. Maybe they were a mating display or something, but, you know, it's on both males and females, so no one really knows what it's for. It's just kind of there. Now, something very interesting about Dilophosaurus, which you can really see in this picture, is the notch in the upper jaw, which is actually a throwback to the earlier theropod dinosaurs, and even animals like Dimetrodon. That notch in the upper jaw ends with Dilophosaurus. And no one's really sure what the notch is for. You know, there's theories of different types of teeth being rooted. No one really knows. But again, this is a pack hunter, medium-sized, not exceptionally large, kind of preying on the weak, early Jurassic animal. And here we have, if you don't recognize this, I don't know why you're watching the show. It's Stegosaurus. And it is by far the largest animal in this episode, with Allosaurus being about here. So Allosaurus may have hunted this. It certainly would have had to do so in groups due to the big spiked tail. And it's cool because they actually have two brains. One that's the size of a lime in their head, and one that's sort of, it's a pseudo brain that's in their hips that controls its tail. Yeah, its tail literally has a brain dedicated to it. This thing has a brain in its ass. Just let that sink in. Anyhow, regardless of that, they are very, very interesting animals. And the plates, no one's really sure what they're for. They might be, flushed with blood to be all red and menacing. To scare the crap out of whatever is trying to eat it. They may have been a mating display. There's early theories that had them placed on, sort of like on the body, like bits of armor. That is not accurate. But the currently accepted theory is that they are either heat regulation or a deterrent for predators. They're very interesting animals. As you can see, they have these big 3-foot-long spikes in their tails. And I just hit the TV. So that's the thing. Not exceptionally smart. Swing first. Ask questions. Never. Swing their giant tail spikes first, and then just go back to eating their plants. And that's all I got, folks.